So Trump's WeChat ban could touch everything from Spotify to League of Legends. WeChat's ban may be a bigger deal than TikTok's. Maybe. No, it will be. And I think what we're seeing in the language, a lot of people are saying Trump maybe made a mistake with the executive order because it bans transactions with Tencent. Check this out. So
immediately.
They bring all this stuff up. We get the concept, but look at this. Here's a non-exhaustive list of the companies and properties that Tencent owns or has investments in. Riot Games, League of Legends. They've got 40% stake in Epic Games, 80% of Supercell, Clash of Clans. Let's see, they publishes the mobile version of PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds in China, and they own 11% of Bluehole. Single-digit stakes in studios like Blizzard, Ubisoft, and Platinum Games. There's another Tencent messaging app called QQ with several hundred million users that predates WeChat. Their production company and distributor, Tencent Pictures, is involved in major Hollywood productions like Wonder Woman, Venom, Terminator, Dark Fate, and Top Gun Maverick. It also acts as a major film distributor within China and owns minority stakes in a range of smaller production companies. They struck a $1.5 billion 5-year deal with the NBA to stream its games in China. Mm-hmm. Snap, owner of Snapchat, sold 12% to Tencent in 2017. They own 14% of Kakao, which is a gaming platform, I guess, in South Korea. They bought a 10% stake in Universal Music Group.
Wow.
They have a 9% stake in Spotify, with the two partnering on Tencent Music in China. Let me read you the executive order. Provision 1 says, they say in this Verge article, the order's language is broad, invoking the International Emergency Economic Powers Act to prohibit, quote, any transaction that is related to WeChat by any person or with respect to any property subject to the jurisdiction of the United States with Tencent Holdings Ltd. Or any subsidiary of that entity as identified by the Secretary of Commerce. They bolded it themselves. We don't know how strict the Department of Commerce will be about enforcing that rule until the enforcement starts. Let me just say, it prohibits any transaction that is related to WeChat by any person or with respect to any property subject to the jurisdiction of the U.S. with Tencent Holdings. That includes Reddit.
Yeah. So doesn't that mean you can't, have in-app purchases anymore for League of Legends, Fortnite, all these, what else was there?
It's beyond that.
Spotify.
It's going to ban all of these companies.
Yeah. Well, what does that mean for the NBA deal too? $1.5 billion deal with China.
Well, so
no wonder they are in love with China.
First and foremost, the White House clarified, saying, no. It's just in relation to WeChat. So what does that mean? What does that mean?
It's really big.
So if Reddit makes a transaction some way related to WeChat, they can't do that now? Yeah, how could something be related to WeChat? Does Reddit post the WeChat symbol on links? Like, a lot of websites, like an article will have the WeChat symbol. Does every single news website now have to remove the WeChat symbol? If they, I don't know how many actually use it, but you post a link or something.
Yeah,
they're gonna cut it off, and I think this is intentionally vague. A lot of people are saying Trump made a mistake. It's overly broad on accident. No way, dude.
No, he doesn't make mistakes.
Well, it's not just that. It's the federal government. They're going to tell you, don't worry. We're only going after WeChat. Take it all.
Yeah, right.
And so they're going to go after Tencent. And I think the reason why what they're trying to say with how this restricts Tencent would be like, if I own two different companies and one of the companies needs to pay me, but I have to pay a different company, I can have that company just pay the other company. You know what I mean? Like if Adam owes me $10 and I owe Lydia $10, Adam said, I say, just give the $10 to Lydia. Okay. So it doesn't even go to me, right?
Right.
You could theoretically do that with WeChat. So they make this overly broad executive order so that if Tencent tries saying, we need to get money to WeChat, how do we do it? I know we'll have Reddit pay for the IT services at a warehouse that has some WeChat, but no one's paying WeChat at all, but they'll still benefit from it.
Or they'll use that NBA money to pay for, services that host the sites instead of WeChat doing it. But then it's just coming from that NBA
Exactly.
stash.
So I own several companies. Theoretically, let's say I bought a warehouse. Mm-hmm. I could be like, here, I'll allocate this spot to this company. No one's exchanging any money. There's no, but that's how, you could theoretically get that value to that company. Mm-hmm. So it seems like, yes, this absolutely will be having a massive impact beyond what anybody anybody thought was going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what the best part is? Here we go. Photo surfaces showing TikTok executives posing with communist flag.
Oh, my goodness.
So this is the other company that Trump, banned ByteDance. So ByteDance isn't as big of a deal. It is because TikTok was so big.
Yeah.
But I mean, you think about Tencent, man. If they're not actually going after Tencent and they're only going after WeChat, I just got to say this. First of all, take a look at this. Come on. The TikTok people posing with the communist flag. Okay. It's a little over the top. But take a look at all these companies. And I got to wonder if you've got people playing League of Legends. I mean, all of their private data is in League of Legends too.
That's
like
true.
China still has access to all that information. Maybe not the same as a phone, but they're on your computer. What if League of Legends, which they own, they have 100% of Riot Games.
Wow.
What if you open up League of Legends and it's running in the background, stealing your stuff? You wouldn't know. You would not know. Listen, man, people don't get it.
Currently, there's over 5 million registered players in League of Legends.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people.
So why isn't Trump banning them? Why isn't he saying no to all of it and shutting it all down? Maybe he is. Maybe people don't realize it.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, man. You got a mobile device and you got TikTok or WeChat, and they can steal your information without you knowing it. They really can. You would never know it. And we're talking about how dangerous that is. I think it's worse that they're going to be on your computer, your desktop or laptop computer if you're playing video games. I'll tell you what, man. People don't realize how easy it is to create software, custom order. So, having friends in the hacker community, there are people you could pay, and you shouldn't because this is illegal. Or actually, I'll put it this way. There are penetration testers. That's what it's called, pen testing.
Okay.
And you can hire them if you're a company and you say, I want to make sure we have the best security possible. So we've bolstered our cybersecurity. Then they hire someone to write a custom program to bypass that and steal your information undetected. And they can do it custom order.
There was a new game, I believe it's by Epic. I don't know exactly, but while I was looking through this, one of these companies, Valorant, have you heard of that?
I think so.
So when that first came out, they had this anti-hacking software that for you to even run the game, you had to have it install, and it when you booted your computer up, it turned on. So you couldn't even get around it. It was like as you booted your computer up, you had to reset your computer so it can boot on with this anti-hacking software just to play, because it's one of their first-person shooter games. So it was under the guise of anti-hacking, so you can't hack the software.
Right.
But we're finding out that a lot of these Chinese systems are actually spying on us. So that scares me. I doubt it's just anti-hacking now.
You know what my favorite conspiracy theory is?
What?
That your toaster is spying on you.
Is it?
I'm not kidding. There was a big scare that our hard appliances that are made in China, like toasters, will have Bluetooth or Wi-Fi chips programmed to take in data. And then what they would do is they would brute force a local internet router and send the data back to China.
Oh, wow.
So I don't know if that stuff's true, because I talked to some security experts who said it was paranoia in the U.S. government and the military. But apparently they said there was some rule where it's like certain government entities couldn't buy products made in China. I think it still may be the case.
Hey, so didn't the USSR literally get a big old seal into the Oval Office with a listening device behind it at one point?
I have no idea. Did that happen?
That's my understanding. I had to look it up, but they've been listening that way for a long time.
So I just checked that Tencent owns 100% of Riot Games.
Yeah.
Riot Games owns Valorant, the video game. So that anti-hacking is 100% owned by Tencent, which is 100% Chinese, which we now know they were using TikTok to get our information, or TikTok.
So I was talking.
I would not play that game if I were you. Get that off your system. It might be too late.
There was back in the day, there was this really funny thing you could download called Sheep. Okay. And what it would do is on your desktop, a little sheep would walk around, and you could drag it and throw it, and it was just a fun little background graphic.
That's dope.
You'd pick it up and it would climb on folders. It would be like walking on your windows, and people loved it. Turned out it was a virus.
Oh.
It was a trick. Everybody wanted it, so everybody installed it, and it gave backdoor access to some hackers. Or
oh, man.
That's the story as I remember it. When it came to these toasters that were spying on us, I was told by a security expert the reality was the U.S. government wanted an excuse to spend money on American-made products and bolster American companies over China. So they said your toaster is spying on you. Your toaster, it's gonna download your internet or secret information. And so then they took this grant money and said, okay, we got to go in and get rid of all of the Chinese toasters and microwaves and refrigerators and buy American. And that was the real reason for it. But I'll tell you what, man, I think I wouldn't be surprised. It's not hard to do. These chips, like Wi-Fi chips, people don't realize that they're tiny.
Yeah.
You can get them real small. I mean, look at a cell phone. You can put a tiny little antenna in there.
Good point.
And I'm telling you, man, it's really easy there are programs that it's called a brute force attack, which is basically what it does is it sends every possible combination of passwords to the machine until it finds it. If you get a really good password, it could take forever.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, man, I've seen some crazy stuff back in my day in Spain during these big protests. This was back in like 2012. Someone reverse engineered the algorithm of a local telecom.
Okay.
So what happens is when people bought the routers, the router would have a name. It would say, like Telecom 97, 1A2. Mm-hmm. And then they reverse engineered it so that because the password was based on the name. So they figured out the algorithm, and then you could type in the name of the router and it would generate the password for you.
Wow.
So then what they did was someone made an app that when you were walking anywhere, your phone would constantly jump to any open router or any router, period, because it would just
figure the password
instantly
out.
Reverse engineer the password.
Wow.
And so they were using that for live streaming when the cell infrastructure went down. Think about how easy it is for some ragtag, lefties to reverse engineer a company's, router. You better believe China had access a long time ago.
Oh, definitely.
We're talking about a massive power, a powerful, country with military technology, and they're going to be. I mean, I'll tell you what, man. I'd be willing to bet China already has access to everything. I would absolutely bet, they have access to every single one of our systems, all our passwords. People don't realize it is not hard.
Yep.
You know what people do? The easiest thing, they'll take a USB stick with a virus on it, and they'll just chuck it at a bank door, bounce on the ground, hit the ground, and they walk away. And you know what happens?
They plug it in to see what's on it.
Somebody will walk up and go, oh, what's this? And they'll pick it up and they'll put it in their computer. Boom, infect the whole network.
Wow.
And there's nothing you can do about that because people just don't know.
Yeah.
So you end up with making it very easy theoretically, check this out. We have, USB memory drives and flash drives made in China.
That's a good point.
They could easily hide simple software that you're buying it. You pop up in the package and you're like, it's a clean buy. I bought it from the store, and boom, you put it in, and
everything is made in China.
Yep.
Apple, like Microsoft, like all these the top tech companies, everything's made in China. So what's stopping them from adding a little bit of, a little chip here and there, just so they can maybe one day just flip the switch and be like, all right, now we can see every single thing on every single one of these devices.
That message from Trump the other day, that ominous statement.
Yeah.
And now where is he? Bedminster?
Yeah, Bedminster, New Jersey. I
and
think.
what is that? It's his bunker, his
He's got a golf
getaway
course.
spot.
Yeah, he's got like a little.
Oh,
thing.
it's a golf course.
Sure, under the golf course. is his hangout.
He's been secretly building a bunker over the past several years.
I'm sure. No, I'm sure it's been there for decades. Come on. No.
What's the official reason he's there for a vacation or something?
Yeah, just there for the weekend, I think.
No way.
Just for
That's
the weekend.
what they said.
Why would he have told the public yesterday?
You're not going to see
You're
me.
not going to see me. Of course, today he has a press conference.
Well, yeah.
We weren't able to finish watching it because we had to go live today, but I want to go watch it when I'm done. A lot of people have hit me up and been like, "Yo, he totally burned the media," and it's like, "Ooh,
He always does.
I mean,
Yeah.
he always does, but I missed it.
Thanks for checking out this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. We do the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. If you want to catch the full show, tune in to this channel, subscribe, hit the like button, or check us out on iTunes and Spotify, and we will soon have this podcast up for free on all podcast platforms. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all in the next episode.